Happy New Year. Great to see you. I just want to welcome all of you wellness educators out there, and welcome to the Digital Marketing Show, the place where wellness network marketers learn how to get seen, get clients, and grow without feeling, well, salesy. Tonight, you're getting the Audience Growth Playbook, and we cannot wait to show you what we've discovered. In this webcast, you're going to learn how top wellness network marketers are growing their audience in 2026. We're also going to talk about the visibility strategy by top leaders to get seen by new audiences without spamming or cold messaging. How they're using Reels and user-generated content style, or what's called UGC, or user-generated content, like Edie and Naomi and Linda and so many others are now learning to do, to attract, capture attention, and build trust faster than ever before. The simple visibility system that they use to stay consistent without posting all day, and how all of this leads into building your base of 100 loyal customers. So while we're waiting for everyone to log in, go ahead and drop in the chat where you're from, done that, and the wellness brand you're building your business with. If you're just joining us, jump into the chat again and tell us where you're tuning in from. If you're live stream, I need to get my phone out for the live stream. We love seeing from our community. Go ahead and type it in there. Thanks, Kristen. So I'm really glad you guys are all here today because tonight's a big one. Chris and I have been kind of dying to share this. If you're new, quick context. So as I shared, I've been in this profession for over 40 years. I literally grew up in it. And what we love most is helping wellness educators thrive in this new social era without feeling salesy or overwhelmed. Now, for years, YFP has been known for two things. One is enrollment and retention. Originally attraction when we had newspaper ads, but if I'm being honest, our attraction game had a gap. We originally learned attraction in the days of newspaper ads, and when that stopped working, a lot of the profession kept doing what it had always done. Warm market, post and hope, and then wonder why it feels harder than ever. So we did something different. We started studying the top performing wellness network marketers for what they're doing right now to grow, not the hype, not the hot takes, the real repeatable patterns. And we analyzed their reels, we watched their stories, we mapped their weekly visibility routines, and we studied how they moved from people watching to talking to booking. So leaders like Sarah Robbins, Melanie Mitro, and other leaders featured on the Mission Possible calls. We looked at what was happening in plain sight, and what we discovered surprised us. They were not relying on warm market alone. They were not posting randomly. They were not sounding salesy. They were following a very specific attraction system, and almost no one is teaching it as a system. And once we decoded it, everything clicked. So tonight, we're going to walk you through that roadmap step by step so you can finally stop guessing and start building predictable visibility that leads to conversations and bookings, which is what you want. All right, so let's get into it. Kristen, kick us off with the first poll.
Thanks, Jody. All right, first poll of the night is, what are you most, or where are you most stuck? Is it 1, attracting new people, 2, engagement, 3, what to post, 4, converting, or 5, consistency? So you should see something pop up if you're in Zoom that you can just tick a box. If you're on Facebook or watching the live stream, just give us a number, a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 with whatever your corresponding answer is. So got a couple seconds to answer that.
Does seem to be attraction is the big one, what I'm seeing here.
Attraction followed by consistency, which I think is pretty common. All right. So attracting new people is the biggest one for us, followed by consistency, which I think tracks pretty well. All right, so let's roll along.
Okay, so let's talk about why business, maybe for many of you, feels so hard right now, because it's probably not the reason you think. Most network marketers believe things like, I don't know where to find people, I don't know what to say. But here's what we have found. People, well, are everywhere. Finding people was never the real problem. The real issue is visibility, them being aware of you and what you do, and more specifically, visibility with the right people. When visibility drops, everything feels harder, your posts don't reach new people, your DMs feel awkward, conversations stall, and, well, your warm market tends to burn out. Your audience stops growing. But here's the good news. Visibility is not a personality trait, it's a system. And once you have the right system, everything else starts working again. Most wellness marketers are unknowingly struggling with three things. First, they aren't being seen enough. Your content isn't reaching enough new people to keep your audience growing. And type in the chat if that's you. Second, they aren't attracting the right people without a blend in, and the people who would love you, they never discover you. So third, they unknowingly create resistance. And this is the part nobody talks about because of how most network marketers were taught to market. They accidentally signal, here comes a salesperson. So even when your intentions are pure, your audience puts up a wall before you ever say a word. And that leads to resistance, avoidance, and that polite kind of no thank you energy, not because they don't like you, but because they don't see you as a guide, a trusted resource. So they see you as simply a seller. And that's the real crisis. So you're not just lacking visibility, you're lacking the kind of visibility that builds trust before the conversation starts. So when you fix that, everything gets easier. More profile visits, more conversations, more engaged followers, more discovery from Reels, more people joining your group, more people opting into lead magnets, more bookings, more customers. So this is the visibility crisis.
And if you relate to this already, just type me too in the chat because tonight we're going to show you the exact system that fixes this challenge. But before you do that, let's get into our challenge code. Okay, friends, a quick check-in with you. Which of these do you think hurts visibility the most? Is it posting inconsistently, posting only to your warm market, or posting without a clear message? So you can go ahead and vote. Don't overthink it too much. You're not wrong with the all, Susan. But there's one specific one that's very, 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 very important, which Pam's got it. Awesome. Jasmine's got it. And awesome. Y'all are seeing it. Okay. Move that down a little bit. There.
Okay, I guess
posting without clarity. I think we got her.
So the correct answer, number 3, posting without a clear message. Yes, that's right. Because if people don't instantly understand who you help and how, the algorithm won't know who to show you to.
Mm-hmm. And if that surprised you over, say, consistency, just type wow in the chat, because I know sometimes it's like, what? And now you know, clear message is number 1 there. Now, for our next segment, this is what could help you on how to stay visible. So let's talk about the visibility engine. So if you're ready for this next piece, just drop engine, type engine in the chat. Let us know you're excited for it, because this is going to be a big difference maker, I think, in how you approach your content and how you approach being visible and what it actually means. So when we studied the fastest growing leaders, we noticed something very powerful. One, they weren't posting more, which was kind of nice to hear. They were actually running a visibility engine. And what that is it's a repeatable rhythm that keeps you seen, trusted, and moving people closer to a conversation, which is really what we want. So here's what the engine actually includes. It includes, as Jody mentioned, Reels for discovery, the short form video, reaching brand new people every week. There's the real life UGC, which is user generated content, and face to camera posts. These build trust very quickly. You have stories, your daily connection and behind the scenes warmth. The Dream 100, so the algorithm proof visibility with the right people, and a weekly value show, so your authority and education touch points, and finally, a warm follow-up. And that's moving people from watching to talking to booking, like what Coach was talking about earlier.
Yeah, and here's the shift. Visibility is not about activity per se, it's about strategy. So here's something that's important about what's happening online right now. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are quietly changing what they push and promote. They're favoring Reels and real everyday user-generated content, or UGC, because that's what people actually watch and trust. So your imperfect, educational real-life clips now outperform the most polished, say, promo looking post if they're shaped around the real wellness struggles that your audience is living. And this matters because if you're still posting the way people posted in 2020, unfortunately, you might be invisible in 2026. Most wellness network marketers are doing pieces of this, but not in the order that actually creates growth. So your visibility engine should always follow this path: discovery, trust, connection, conversations, and booking. And when your content follows this sequence, three things can happen. Your reach multiplies without paid ads, your trust deepens at every touch point, and the right people move naturally toward lead capture and bookings. Oh,
And the beauty of this is when your engine runs consistently, visibility stops feeling like it's a gamble, which is fantastic, and starts functioning like predictable growth.
right, because once people discover you, your warm-up system takes over, guiding them into your lead magnets, your discovery group, and eventually conversations. Warm-up system, by the way, would be email marketing, anything that you're sending on a regular basis.
Yeah, which is exactly why we built all of this inside of YFP. So you don't have to guess what to create or how to connect the dots. It's all laid out for you.
All right. So now let's go into one of the most powerful components of your visibility engine.
The Dream 100. So you've probably heard us talk about the Dream 100 before. So has the Dream 100 concept clicked for you yet? Just type D100 in the chat if it has. And do we have any D100s? All right, so Ken's got it. Awesome, David's got it. Beautiful.
Pam doesn't know what it is, so Pam, this is a perfect time for you to be here. So here's one of the biggest challenges in marketing today. Most of you aren't running paid ads. And when you're not paying, you don't control who sees your message. You can post something amazing and the exact people you're meant to help never even see it. So the question becomes, how do you create controlled visibility without paid advertising? And the answer is simpler than most people think. You choose a specific group of people that you want a message to reach, and you show up for them intentionally, not by chasing, not by pitching, but by doing something that cuts right through the algorithm, and you show up in their notifications, because when you genuinely love on someone's content, so you comment, you encourage, you celebrate their wins, you compliment, that doesn't get buried in a feed. It lands in their notification bell. When you look up in the upper right corner of Facebook, or it'll be in a different spot in Instagram or other spots, but that's where people check to see all the things that are going on. So now you're not hoping the algorithm shows you to them, you're placing your name in front of them on purpose. And here's what kicks in next. There's a principle called the law of reciprocity. When people repeatedly experience you as a supportive, kind, and someone who's very encouraging, they're naturally more open to returning that energy. They click your profile, they start watching your content, and they're more likely to respond to your stories and even message you back. And that's how visibility turns into real conversations without being salesy.
Yeah, and the strategy has a name, which is Dream 100. And it originally came from the idea of building a short list of dream people that you want to win over, not with pressure, but with consistent presence. Then it got popular online, but we realized we needed a version that actually fits network marketing and wellness community building. So we modeled the principle and created the YFP Dream 100, where you pick 100 specific people you genuinely love more of and build visibility with them on purpose. So these are people like loyal customers that you'd love to duplicate, or people who share your values or lifestyle, people with the same wellness struggles that you help with, and people who feel kind of like, you meet them and you're like, yeah, these are my people. And your job is very simple. It's really just to be consistent, be a consistent positive presence in their world.
Yeah, now this only works if it becomes a system. Because if you try to do Dream 100 just casually on Facebook, you'll lose track. The platform won't reliably show you the same people every day in your feed. That's why we built Dream 100 into YFP's Contact Manager. So you can actually stay intentional with 100 people. You can track who they are, what they care about, what they're struggling with, when you last engaged, and what your next touch point is. So Dream 100 becomes an algorithm-proof visibility powered by relationships.
Mm-hmm. And over time, this creates the outcomes you actually want, which is more visibility with the right people, more profile visits, more natural DMs, and warmer conversations that turn into bookings. Because you're really not trying to reach everyone, you're becoming known by the people you're meant to serve. So, if you know your profile, by your profile meaning your social profile, it could be Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter, needs a refresh, type profile in the chat for me, okay? The reason we want to cover this is because your profile is kind of like the moment of truth. It's the home, your home space on social. So when someone discovers you from a reel, a comment, a group, the next thing they usually do, and I know I do this, is they usually click your profile and silently ask, what's this person about? Is this person for me, or am I about to be pitched to? Most profiles don't mean to, but they create resistance in the mind of your audience. You don't really want people thinking, oh, here comes another seller. And usually you can figure that out pretty quickly by looking at someone's profile. What we really want them thinking is, I like this person, I relate to them, and I trust them. So leaders that are winning today position their personal profiles just like this. So they make it personal. They're talking about their hobbies, their lifestyle, things they care about, routines, real life, so people can feel your vibe. They share their wellness journeys, not product pushing, but story sharing or story based, right? So it's not a product pitch, it's just sharing what's working for you. Here's what's helping me. Here's what I'm learning. Here's how I've been feeling lately. And this is what's going to help reduce resistance. It's not going to, there's no product walls, there's no hype, there's no corporate graphics. It's just you, right? So if someone lands on your profile, it should feel like they're landing on a human's profile, not a storefront. And they can increase affinity because people don't follow information. They follow people who feel familiar and safe. And I'm sure you all have recognized that yourself with who you follow and when you look at them and how you feel about them. So your profile should really communicate real person, real wellness lifestyle, and real trust. And that, when that's true, your content converts way better because the profile matches the message, okay? And actually, there's a good question I just want to answer from Pam. She says, what about links? Should we remove them from the personal page? You don't need to remove the links from your personal page. They're there for a reason. It's just more what you're posting is what you want to make sure is more on the personal side. So you can leave your link. You can leave your link there. Now, who wants, and I know everyone's going to want this, who wants smoother, more natural conversations? Type flow in the chat where you don't feel awkward. You're not sure if you should message them. You want something nice and smooth. Awesome. Lots of flow.
So visibility gets them in the door, but what happens next is where most people might lose the sale. Because if someone sees you once and disappears, that's not growth, that's just a moment. So leaders don't just post for discovery. They run a visibility to booking flow that warms people up and captures them into a system. And here's what it looks like. 3 to 5 reels a week for discovery, stories for personal connection, discovery group for bingeable value where the connection deepens, a weekly wellness discovery show for authority, and soft DM, meaning direct message, by the way, soft DM transitions, conversations that lead to bookings. And this is how strangers can become warm prospects, and warm prospects become loyal customers. And in fact, I'll just give a shout out to Edie, who experienced that. We've been helping her create some her own content. She's been shooting, making reels, doing a great job with it. And she had someone call her out of the blue. Other distributors had not been reactive and responsive to him. And now she's got a prospect from her content. So it just shows how fast this can happen. Go ahead, Kristen.
All right. And well done, Edie. That's excellent. I love hearing those stories. Now, before we move into the 4 pathways, we have to talk about the hidden power behind this whole flow, because it's the difference between visibility and predictable growth, and that is lead capture. So here's the truth. You don't want people to just see you once, right? People need repetition. You want people to see you over and over. You want a way to stay in front of them for months, even years, without relying on the algorithm, because we know algorithms change so fast. I'd say faster than the weather in spring in Alberta, because social is where discovery happens, but your list is where decisions happen. So when you have a list, you don't have to fight the algorithm. You don't have to hope people see your content, and you definitely don't have to start from scratch every month. You own whatever reach is going to be coming to you.
And that's the missing link for most wellness network marketers. They're posting, but they're not capturing. So their warm-up keeps leaking. It's like sand in your hands, right?
That's exactly it. And the easiest way to grow a list is with a lead magnet, which is something valuable that people actually want in exchange for joining your email list. So in YFP, it can look like events with your registration page, or ebooks like the vitamin checklist or the What Your Doctor Wasn't Taught, recipes, reset guides, and show and real handouts with DMs and a word prompt. So something like that, where they're giving you their email information in exchange for this piece of value. And the job is simple. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I saw someone throw something in the chat that they were missing a handout from their reel. So it's either somewhere and just you didn't see it, or I don't know, maybe they haven't uploaded it yet, but that's what Kristen is talking about there.
Mm-hmm. And really the job is simple, is to pull the right people off of social and into your ecosystem. And that's what the lead magnet does, or the lead capture does, because it's taking their information and putting them into your ecosystem that then you own, which is your email list. Because when someone opts in, there's the omni-channel nurturing takes over. They get emails, they get texts, they get reminders and value. So they see you in stories, your group, your events, and they don't just drift away like out into the ocean and are lost forever.
So here's the cycle: visibility, warm up, lead capture, nurture, conversion. Omnipresence, meaning you're everywhere, attracts people, but your list is how you keep them. It's how visibility becomes conversion, which is critical.
Mm-hmm. And before you start thinking, do I have to build funnels or write long email sequences? I want you to take a deep breath right now, because you do not have to do any of that. It's literally what we do inside YFP.
Yeah, you don't have to design a lead magnet, build automation, or write months of follow-ups. That's what our team here is doing for you guys every week. Your job is simple. use the visibility to booking flow to guide people to the lead magnet that we're creating for you. And the Marketing Hub handles what happens after they opt in. Now, you guys, of course, can get in and personalize, say, your newsletters or tweak the weekly emails we're making for you, and we're making that even easier for you to do that. Now that you can see the system that in how we create discovery, trust, capture, and conversion, there's one thing that makes this whole engine actually work. The right system with the wrong message still won't convert. So let's talk about the backbone of the audience growth formula.
So before we get into this, if content has been your struggle bus, type content help in the chat, because this is what's going to help you out with that.
Yeah, and let's not forget to give some extra shout outs to our live streamers. I see Lynn, Lynn's out there, and Diane, Shirley, David, Patricia. Thanks for all your guys' comments too. All right, so let's start here. Content is the backbone of your entire audience growth formula. Because without content, you don't have reels or stories, your weekly wellness show, group engagement, warm-up, or lead capture. Content is the engine that drives visibility, trust, and readiness online.
Mm-hmm. And this is why so many people feel stuck. Not because they're not trying, but because they don't have a content strategy that tells them what to say, how to say it, and what it's for.
Right, so let's start here. Content is the backbone of your entire audience growth formula. Again, because without content, you don't have real stories and all that. So we know that.
Mm-hmm. And content is the engine that drives visibility, trust, and readiness online. Because real people, they don't think about wellness modalities, right? They're thinking about their struggles. So it's the why am I so tired? Why am I so bloated? Why am I so irritable? Why can't I lose weight? Why do I feel off, stressed, or older overnight? If anyone's ever went to bed a certain age and woke up 10 years older, you totally know what that feels like.
Actually, you'll notice we adjusted your newsletter at the end of December that went out, and I realized it was a little challenging for you guys to update your photo, which I believe will be fixed in this month's newsletter. See, they rebuilt the system, so we weren't able to catch up with some of the features we originally had. But you'll notice that we led in last month's newsletter with struggles, the key 3 struggles that we saw over the last year. So type in the chat if you guys liked that format. Instead of previously a newsletter was just kind of like, here's all the stuff we've done. And this time we changed it to be, these are the struggles that we saw people were leading with. And then these are the resources we made that supported that. So you'll notice we just came at from a different approach. So again, when we studied posts, conversations, and buying patterns, we noticed that the fastest growing leaders were doing something, well, different. They weren't organizing content by categories. They were organizing content around the struggle people are experiencing and living with. And that changed everything.
Yeah, and that's why we built the four attraction pathways, is to reflect on how real humans experience wellness and, of course, how they make decisions. So we rebuilt all of your YFP content around them. So Reels, the Wellness Discovery Show, 365, the Resource Center, Content Studio, everything is going to be rebuilt around the struggle part.
Right, because the pathways give you a simple framework. So a pathway, an example of that would be like metabolism and say energy. I won't get into all of them at this moment, but just to give you kind of an idea what we're talking about. They give you a simple framework to create content that speaks directly to real struggles, makes people say, hey, that's me, builds trust before you need to DM them, filters in people already searching for solutions, and makes consistency doable because you always know what to create and why.
Mm-hmm. So it's no more random posting or guessing. You get a roadmap for your reels, your stories, your show topics, group content, DMs, lead magnets, everything. Your whole warm-up flow is going to be geared towards that.
Now remember, we're creating actually most of this for you, with exception of what you're going to do on your own where you're showing yourself. But with our content studio, we're actually helping you do that. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed of what we're saying here, remember, we're here helping you with almost all of this. So we're just kind of letting you know this is sort of what our pathway is to do this. So here are the 4 attraction pathways. Energy and metabolism, gut and immune reset, healthy weight and body composition, hormones, longevity, and beauty. When you use these pathways, people don't just understand what you do, they feel understood by you. And that's what creates trust, attraction, and readiness. Type in the chat, what do you guys think of the 4 pathways? Let's get some feedback from you. Maybe could we just, oh yeah, we still got it on screen. So, and by the way, we have mapped each of these 4 pathways to every product in your online shop. So for every single product that we're going to be able to talk about, or if we approach it from a pathway perspective, they will link to every product in your online shop. What do we have for some, Brendan McPherson, they're spot on, excellent, perfect, thank you, Donna. Katie out there looks good, Susan, awesome. All right, Kristen, let you take it away. Ooh, back to Challenge Cove.
Back to Challenge Cove. All right, so same thing, just type your answer in the chat. Which of these 3 parts attracts the newest people? Is it product hype, personal story, or educational hook? So you can go ahead and write your answer again. Again, don't overthink it, though some of you will anyways. I know I would. So you can go ahead and vote. Which one is it? This one might be a little tricky, but I think you'll... Another couple seconds.
I kind of feel like this is a little tricky here because...
It's a tricky one.
Yeah, I honestly think it's 2 of them. Yeah. I see most people are saying personal story.
Yeah. And you're not wrong. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Katie, I changed my mind.
Yeah. So...
Good show.
Here they're saying it's option 3 again because education plus curiosity equals reach. But I have to say, if your personal story is done right, that also is going to work. So here's your aha moment for this round. A personal story warms your existing audience, but an educational hook expands your audience. So attraction requires expansion, not just engagement. So there's the point. Most people aren't failing, they're just invisible. And visibility is a skill that you can learn. Let's get you to type that out. I can learn visibility. Yeah, Brenda could be educational hook, that's right. So again, if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm Coach Jody and we're walking through the system top leaders are using to grow their audience in 2026 if you're a bit late to the party. Let's talk about the 100 Loyal Customer Plan. Okay, so let's zoom out and talk about all this visibility and content is actually building for you, what it's actually building for you. So momentum isn't magic, it's math. And tonight, we're going to show you the math. So this is your lean in moment, because if you miss this, everything else becomes guesswork. So 100 loyal customers spending about $100 a month, that's $10,000 a month in predictable, stabilizing income. And I realize some of you guys are on different plans, so you may be talking, you know, PV versus just dollar, but I'm just sticking with $1 to keep it simple because that's the new plan. So, but here's what makes the math actually work long term. It's not just attraction, it's retention. You don't build a base like this from sales posts. You build it from trust and touch points. So people don't just find you, they stay with you. And that's why the leaders who win have an omni-channel retention engine. Consistent value that keeps your community connected and reminded why their wellness matters, why your products are different, and why they buy from you and not a store shelf. Because a store can sell a bottle, but it can't give personalized guidance, education, and support that helps someone actually follow through. Would you guys agree with that? Type agree in there. I mean, who has ever gone to a GNC and, well, I don't know, maybe they have a good salesperson who knows what they're talking about, but in general, in my experience, it's been no. They only know where to tell you the section. And this is where YFP has always excelled, because we don't just teach you to attract, we help you keep people. And here's what touch points actually mean inside YFP, done for you. So our team writes, designs, and sends your weekly emails, plus promo emails when needed. We'll be doing that in 2026. We send SMS broadcasts so people see the important moments. Newsletter is out, or live event tonight, or a rare, powerful promo. Let's actually ask you, who here got our text message reminding you to come to this event? Did you guys see a text message? Kathy, Pam, yeah, there you go. So you see, works. So we support also snail mail touch points that deepen loyalty, because physical mail still cuts through, right? No spam filters for physical mail, as long as you've got the address right. Your content lives in the resource center, so people can binge value anytime. And your 365 nurturing content is auto-posted into your social spaces. So your retention group stays active. Now, in your groups, we can't auto-post, but we create the content for you guys. But that's what keeps your retention group and your discovery group so that they're active and helpful consistently. Plus, your live events keep your community engaged and moving forward, and the marketing hub automation ties it all together, while the contact manager helps you build deep relationships so nobody slips through the cracks. So your job is actually really simple. Get the right people into the system and be the human in the relationship. Talk to your people, encourage them, guide them, invite them. Then the system does the rest. By the way, it's one of the things that I teach when in our coaching. One of the first things I teach is part of our reach out and reactivate campaigns. That's part of our Content Studio program. Is I encourage you guys to do a reach out and reactivate campaign where you make sure that everybody you've got their best email, you've got all the right contact information, they're getting your emails, do they like them, and so on. So that's a key part of making this work. Because then the system does the rest, keeping steady, meaningful touch points going so they don't forget you. They stay engaged and they keep purchasing with confidence. And that's how audience growth turns into a true business. Not just followers who like you, but a thriving wellness community that buys, stays, and refers. And that's the roadmap you're learning tonight. It's poll time.
All right. Next poll. So, quick question. Would you like help creating your personalized attraction roadmap? So, yes, I need help. 2, I'm curious, tell me more. Or 3, I'll DIY for now. And there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
There we go. Give
Yeah,
it a
the
little
options are on screen.
All
Go ahead
right.
and vote.
Mm-hmm. And if you're in the chat, you can just do a 1, 2, 3, like in the live stream chat. You can do a 1, 2, 3 based on your answer.
And no
All will
judgment.
work.
If your answer is basically yes, please rescue me. We've all been there.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So we got a few of you who need some help. Some of you are already still okay DIYing, and a few who are curious. So excellent.
All right, beautiful. This is, this tells us exactly how many of you are ready for support. Again, if you're not sure where to start, we suggest booking a free strategy session with our expert success coaches. I'm one of them. And in this session, of course, Kristen out there too, we're going to review your current strategy and online presence, show you the blueprint to win with the community marketing. We're going to walk you through the steps to become a fully equipped wellness educator.
Yeah. And it's what we asked you guys in, I think it was December, and you all said, let's try it. So we're going to try it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want some extra training, you can join us on every Monday for Marketing Mondays at 3 p.m. Eastern, where we'll help you kickstart your week's marketing activity. And then if you're also interested and you want to do more on the content side, you can join us on Wednesdays for Content Creators Club, where we take about 15 to 30 minutes, help you get some ideas going for your wellness show, your blog, your social spaces, basically anywhere you put out content, and access to all of these meetings when you join our community of wellness educators. We'll put the Facebook group in there. We live stream them into the group, but you can also join us live in Zoom. Either way is great. So simply go to the link, and I'm sure the team will put that in the chat for us. But that's what we've got coming.
Okay, wellness educators, I hope you got a ton of value from this. And, we love the energy you brought to us and showing up and taking time out of your day. Good luck to you guys. By the way, I just want to add this little plug. We have created an email that is now in your email marketing system, in your outbox. It's designed to promote the kickoff for you on Saturday the 10th. So if you want to get more people attending the kickoff, you go ahead and just schedule that email. It's just sitting there ready to go. You can personalize it if you want, but it is right now inside your email marketing system. And if you're not sure how to do that, well, get with our support team so that we can teach you how to send that out. This is not a normal email that we're preparing and sending on, just blasting out for you. We're just dropping that in there ready-made, and then you guys have to be the one to schedule it, okay? Because not all of you want that, so that's why we're doing it that way. So we look forward to seeing you guys in the Wellness Webcast on February the 25th. And in one of our audits, I'm looking forward to coaching you guys and helping you make 2026 the best year ever. So here's to creating a lifestyle of personal freedom. Thanks again for learning with us. Bye for now.